Hi, my name is Evan Frist, and I teach in the history department here at James Madison University. And I teach public history and urban history and U.S. history generally.
Yeah, my name's Karen Tollefson Hall, and I teach art education, which is in the School of Art Design and Art History.
My name is Andrew Whitmer, and I teach in the Department of History, and I specialize in 19th century United States history, religion, and race.
My name is Brooks Hefner. I'm assistant professor of English, and my major focus is early 20th century American literature and culture. I also teach some late 19th century. I teach film, I teach popular culture, but the majority of my teaching and research is in the early 20th century. So I'm teaching a course in the fall that I call American Pulp, and since I've been here, the library has managed to acquire a pretty amazing number of very rare pulp magazines, and very influential pulp magazines that produced major writers of the 20th century. So in this American Pulp course, students work with an individual issue of the magazine. We sort of research where the magazine fits into the magazine's history, where it fits into kind of broader American cultural trends, who some of the writers were that were producing some of the work that's featured in the magazine, and try to build a kind of apparatus for understanding a rare document like this. And
I bring my class to special collections every year, every semester, when I teach it, because I want them to look at the artist books that are there, and a lot of them don't even know what an artist book is or that they exist. They're such a great object, as an art object, then also combining the text as that real perfect marriage between making something and literacy with reading and writing.
So I've used the collections for, in particular, a class I taught my first semester here, which was Introduction to Archives. And for that, I wanted the students to get hands-on experience working with documents and actually going through the entire process of appraising a collection, handling a collection, looking at it, doing some outside research, and ultimately processing it and writing a finding aid and going through that. So for them, it was invaluable to be able to work with actual materials in an ongoing, active place like Special Collections.
Special Collections has been a very valuable collaborator in two of my classes particularly. In the first class, Race and Religion in the Antebellum South, this is looking mainly at issues of slavery, race, and Christianity in the pre-Civil War South. One of those project groups worked with a Special Collections holding called the Henkel Papers. The group wanted to make more widely available papers that otherwise a researcher would have to come to JMU and work in Special Collections to access. So they chose 5 or 6 or 7 documents, transcribed them, scanned the documents, and then posted both high-quality scans online and their transcriptions online.
Artist book is usually a handmade series. There is one that's like concentric balls. There's handmade paper, and it's balls that open up. There's a little Velcro hinge, and there's words on the inside. And there's about 3 layers. You open it up, and there's a ball on the inside of that. And there's a ball on the inside of that.
Oh, cool.
It's inside a plastic box. So there's like one that's a little pink. It folds up, and it has to do with it's about romance, growing up, and school notes. And so it's about 3 layers, and the outside is a pink handmade paper, and it folds up, and there's a ribbon around it, and inside there's a couple of smaller papers that fold up to make those fortune tellers that you used to have as a kid, and there's writing, there's kind of story that goes inside those flaps.
Some of the more interesting documents that we collected and objects included Sunday school papers from a woman who had grown up in a local Amish community. She actually brought in bonnets and dresses that she had worn as a young Amish woman. She's since left the Amish community. The largest collection that we gathered belonged to the Seventh-day Adventist Academy in Newmarket. It was called the Shenandoah Valley Academy. It was founded in 1908, the year that JMU was founded.
But we do have some of the dime weeklies. Publishers decided, okay, well, if we put something out every week, we can charge a dime or sometimes a nickel for them. we'll have series, so there'll be series of Jesse James or the Nick Carter, who was this boy detective that was very popular, Frank Reed, all these sort of series characters that would pop up every week in a new story. And so we have a handful of these that are also really interesting, amazing covers. These are the antecedents of the pulp magazines.